I wish to thank my sponsor for November, Linda M. It is truly appreciated. If you're interested in sponsoring, you can click into the details below, and there's some information in the link on where you can sponsor me. Once again, thank you. Welcome back. I'm going, this, as you can see, I'm working on a background that's already been poured. And I'm getting ready to do a transfer. So what I'm going to do is I've printed a name in reverse so that when I put it on here, it'll be straight. So I've marked the center on this of the name this way. I did that by measuring from here to here. Actually, the easier way to do that was I took it and I lined this letter up with the edge of that letter. Whoop, you can't see. I lined, when I folded it in half, I lined this up with the edge of this, like this. Held it up, saw that they lined up. And then came and basically made a crease. And then back here, I marked it. And I'm slightly off. So we're gonna get a pen, mark it a little better. There we go. I don't know where I got that pen. It's a longer mark. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, set that aside so I don't make a mess. I'm going to measure from the bottom to the top of the letter. Okay, so it's basically 2 1/4. So that'll be 1 1/8. Okay, so the other way to do that would be to take my paper and do something similar. Like to do this way, I got to hold this up to the light. So that's what I've done. I know that basically is my halfway line. So now to mark that with just a tiny bit. Okay. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center of this, and I'm not marking on it with a marker. I'm going to make a little tiny indentation in the paint. So there's my halfway mark that way, and this is 4 inches wide, so right there's my cross point right there. So I know when I get ready, I'm gonna lay that right there, because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I'm using Liquitex gloss medium and varnish. I've put some out in a cup, and I've actually taken and gotta find a brush and diluted that a little. Just this cup, which is approximately 15 milliliters, maybe just about 12 or 13 milliliters, and I put maybe 1 cc or 1 milliliter of water. If that, I use a syringe, and I probably used half a milliliter, because I barely even put any in, just to thin it just a tad. While I'm talking to you, I'm still trying to find a paintbrush, so hopefully my head turn hasn't made it hard for you to hear me. I need a better one than that. Keep pulling the wrong ones out. I don't want that kind. Well, one more time. Let's see, and that's a charm. There we go. See, it's this. So what I'm going to do, so that I know where the middle is still, I'll leave that there. And I'm going to take my brush, get a nice amount on here. I'm going to come from this way. I'm just going to put a layer down here, and I got to move pretty quick. And since I know about where we're at, I'm going to hold my thing here. Basically, I know I'm right in this area, okay? Then I want to put so I know that's right next to slightly this and in this curve. There's a curve thing I could see. Now I'm going to do the same thing to this. And it's right there. So what I'm going to do next is take, real quick, yep, and see how good I was there? That's all I'm going to do to this. And I'm going to rub this down. I'm putting my hand underneath the bottom side so I don't push the canvas the opposite direction. And need to let that dry. Okay. Now I do have 2 others, and this, when I get done with this, I'm going to embellish a little more around the name. And I'm using the butterfly just to give me an idea, you know, an outline. And I'll probably paint some more in here. This, though, I'm just going to leave as, we're going to see that there's stuff on the back side. I'm just going to paint, I'm just putting this one, so it'll look like this. The name and the butterfly, but the butterfly is going to be flipped. And this. So we're just going to do the same type of thing. And this I don't have to worry about where I'm placing necessarily. I'm just got to make sure it fits the right angle. That's the biggest thing. And like I said, when it's transferred, it gives me an outline and a shape and some lines. And then I'll add some other things to it. Other paint. Ah, it wants to curl on me. There we go. There. Once this transfer has dried, these have dried, I'll come in, I'll spritz the back of the paper, peel the paper off, and I printed these on a laser jet. They have to be on a laser printer for this to work effectively, is from what I've read and seen from people doing it. Okay. I'm going to be real upset if this bleeds through to the back, but it shouldn't. And any area that it doesn't maybe transfer perfectly, I will then I will take and do touch it up. But that's that. So we'll come back. This has got bubbling up some. I'll come back when it's dried and finish up this video. Teach you how I do the rest. Okay, we're back to work on taking the transfers off. Let's see how we do. Gonna wet the back of the paper. Just start, and then I'm just gonna start trying to roll it off, kind of like you would a price tag. Just start rolling the paper up. And let's see. Yay, it transferred. Look. I don't know if you can see or not. See? It worked. It's yeah, it's good. It's working. It's cool. Cool the first time it actually works for you, when you, or the fact that it works the first time you try it. The only thing that didn't transfer, which is fine, were the butterfly's little antennae, but that I can handle adding in. So far, that's all. We'll see what happens here. Got that transfer, adhere that stuff on real well. We, my son and I had gone out for a bite to eat this evening, and we were leaving the restaurant, and we'd seen a bunch of police cars come, and ambulance, and we're thinking, oh, I wonder what's going on down the street. Well, when we go out to the car, it wasn't down the street, it was at the gas station that was across the street and down the street, just about not even a block. So, yeah. So we had to take the long way home. We saw a SWAT vehicle, SWAT unit come up, so we haven't heard anything about what it was yet. Of course, it'll be interesting to see if it actually turned into anything or not. It could have just been a false alarm, but it was at a gas station, so you never know what was going on. I don't understand people today. It's like, okay, it's not how you deal with things. But, you know, I guess there's enough people that don't have good coping skills, I guess. I don't know. Looky, 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 looky. Now, once I get this off, when I get done with this butterfly, I won't make you guys suffer by watching through all of it. But what I'm going to do is pat this down, get the back of this one wet, so it starts soaking through on the paper. And do this one over here too. Let it start soaking. But anyway, yeah, see? You can see the butterfly coming off. Or I shouldn't say the paper off the butterfly. It sounds like we've got someone snoring in the background. My son had to come in to get something out of the pantry. My creaking door. Nobody can get in and out of the pantry without me knowing it. Needless to say. And I don't have really a nail. I'm just using it kind of as a little bit of a rough. To help get some of that paper that really I got plenty of the medium on it. where you see it doesn't look like it's absorbing the water, I would say that's because it has enough medium on it. It doesn't want to absorb it. The varnish. When I say medium, I'm referring to the gloss varnish I had put on to do the transfer. But I will have to do a little repair work over here on this side on the swallowtail, but that's not that difficult. I can add that back in. Wherever the spots are missing, I can fix that. There's a little pin, a little marker. I have a copy of the transfer that I did and used, and then I will be painting, putting some probably like iridescent, maybe even primary elements on it. Not sure what yet on that and the. Then again, I may just touch up the spots that are missing. Make sure it's a more solid transfer. Yeah, I got to touch up the swallowtail here and bring it down here. That's easy to take care of. There we go. But the rest of the paper, I'm getting no paint transferred off of it. There we go. Here's the finished product. I have done a touch-up on places, a little bit of, made this, intensified this a little bit. Did touch up on the lines where when I rubbed the paper off, it came off, and like here and here and here. I've corrected that. Then I also did improved or touched up the lines. I used this pen, and if you look at the butterfly, ooh, got a little close, moved a little fast. There we go. You can see sort of a iridescent look to it, a little sparkle. I used Artist Loft Iridescent Medium, a real thin coat, just inside the wings. So the butterfly has a little bit of special effect. Here we go. There's this. And I also have sprayed it. I didn't want to use the liquid because I was concerned with that marker or the pen, whether it would run or not. I haven't tested it yet. So I sprayed it, 2 really, really, really light coats with this. And then I sprayed a little heavier coat so that the ink wouldn't run. And as you see, because this is what this is, I signed it right there. Just put my initials. Then on the back, I just put my name and the year. So I want to thank all my subscribers. I was surprised because now I'm over 600. And thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. And I want to wish you all a good day, good night, good evening, whatever it is when you're watching this. And I also want to say, talk to you in the next video.